I'm talking about them because I've worked with them. So I'll tell you a story maybe no one has ever told you. And you know, Drimz was one person who used to listen. So he would do a vocal, I'm done a mount for Shani. So in this song, Roberto was complaining to the operator at Zamtel. When he wanted to make a reverse call to his girlfriend's house, the operator never used to connect him. Yo Maps was just this kid that did the chorus. And I think Kang was fond of playing that song at Tortoise.
It's your girl Mark Genesis.
It's the bad man sober.
Atishaniba people, this is your girl Memory.
You're watching Viral.
Hey,
Viral. Welcome to another amazing, fantastic episode on Viral. Today on the show, we are having the finest, the most important DJ we have in KB Dubs. He's not just a DJ to us, he's the godfather of music promoters, people who have made big artists happen here in Kabwe. To us, I think we need to give him his flowers while he's still alive. Big man, welcome to our show. We're really humbled to have you here. Mwaiseni.
Genesis, thank you so much. Daniel, so much. Thank you.
Last time we had a conversation with one of the artists, and many artists were complaining about Kabwe DJs, to be specific, Kabwe DJs. So most of these young artists, they are talking about DJs not supporting them.
Okay.
So they don't really specify exactly what they mean when they say they don't get the support from the DJs and who is not supporting them.
Who's that DJ?
Exactly.
So we want to get a perspective from the DJs.
Okay.
That's why we have to bring someone who understands the industry better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can take it from there.
All right. Once more, thank you guys. I've known you both at personal level, not just for this show. There's a saying that a bad carpenter blames his tools.
Yeah.
If you don't know what is required, and then Waisa Sangati, you'll always have someone you want to blame. Right?
True.
I will not focus on artists blaming DJs, but I think basically artists not knowing what is supposed to be done. You know, it's the truth. Many local artists are facing it. You go to the studio, you record a very good song, Genesis, a bang, a nice one.
Yeah.
And you give few DJs, people here, and people will know it. I'll use an example of Casey Famous, Kale Kale. Who doesn't know Kale Kale?
Yeah.
You play Kale Kale, anybody, anywhere in a club, they know it.
They know the song.
And if Casey Famous passes here, you know today we're in Kale Kale, but is he rich?
No.
Does he drive BMWs and everything?
No.
So getting a most happening song is not the answer to the equation.
It doesn't guarantee you.
It doesn't
success.
guarantee you. You can be played in all the clubs in Kabwe and everybody can know your song, but that doesn't solve the equation. Where does the equation get solved? How did Your Maps get there? How did Drimz get there? How did Roberto get there? I will not talk about musicians because I heard people talk about musicians. I'm talking about them because I've worked with them. So I'll tell you a story maybe no one has ever told you. I started working with upcomers in 2006.
That's a long time.
And the first guy I worked with is Drimz. Drimz to this day, he still calls me Papa. I interact with Drimz deeper than music. You understand? His family, his wife, his children, and my family and my wife, they interact because of how deep we come from. So I knew him in 2006, down this road at Munyama Street.
Oh, Munyama Street.
Where Mulungushi University. That's where he was staying with his father. And by that time, his father, Mr. Mandev, was working for Mulungushi University. Drimz had two songs that when I met him, he was like, Mamdal, I've done to my nyimbo to video. The first one was called Ndine Muntu Chabe.
That was in 2006?
Yes.
Wow.
Ndine Muntu Chabe. And another one It was called Niwewe Kamfwaya. Now that song he featured Slap D.
Okay.
I hope you know that Drimz has done a song featuring Slap D.
I didn't know until today.
Okay.
I only know the new song that is.
Yeah, the recent song that he
Volcano.
did. Yeah.
But they've done the first demo songs when he was an upcomer. They did a song called Niwewe Kamfwaya. Ooh, baby, ndakufuluka
We need to
mwanji.
find that song.
He featured Slap D.
Yeah.
So when I went to his studio, by then he was still saying Rwaisana Lolu. There was no Dreamtainment by then. And I listened to the songs and I told him to say, you know what, Slap D is a big artist. So this thing of you featuring a big artist, people listen more to a big artist. Can't you start from the ground? Wambefie. And you know, Drimz was one person who used to listen. So he would do a vocal, I'm done a mount for shiny up. I would say, Karifia wino bata pachita so. You know, he gave me audience to speak to the music that he was doing. And when he was ready, around 2007, another friend of mine from South Africa, but he's Zambian, so he came back from South Africa. That's Roberto. I've been with Roberto from grade 8 to grade 12 at High Ridge. So we met at church at Kabwe Chapel and he was like, boy, I've got an album, an English album. It was called The Story of My Heart. And he had about 6 tracks in there. One of them he featured the South African artist called Loiso.
Oh, Lois, I know.
You know Lois, right?
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah.
Tough
So Roberto was like, I want to...
The same Roberto.
The same Roberto band. By then he was called Robert. We were still calling him Robert. We were at Kabwe Chapel. He was like, boy, I want to make it with this album. I want to be the best Zambian artist. And I'm, no, boy, not with this English music. Zambians don't listen to English music. He was like, what are you saying? I said, no, you need to. 2 days later, we were at his home. He told me, I've got a song. I want you to listen to it. He sang it a cappella, but the song was Genesis. A long time ago, we never used to have cell phones. So if you're calling your girlfriend's place and you don't have, there was no talk time. We used to buy tokens. So ngamashtaka token, you put there and then you call them, they'll answer. Now if you don't have tokens, you make a reverse call. So I'll call your home and I'll call the PTC, the Zamtel now. Then I say, I want to talk to so much this number. Can I make a reverse call? Then where I'm calling, they will accept the call.
It was a process.
Yeah, it was a process. So in this song, Roberto was complaining to the operator at Zamtel. When he wanted to make a reverse call to his girlfriend's house, the operator never used to connect him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he was complaining. So the song was supposed to be called Reverse Call. Then after we listened to it, I said, I think the song was like, Operator nipe mpacha betandizo nifuno kamba na shuga wangaiwe pulizi sininga kwanise. And the song was called Operator.
That song was a hit.
You remember the song, right?
You know the song?
I don't
It was
know
a
the
hit.
song.
The song was a hit.
No, welcome Genesis. You're gonna know.
Yeah, the song was a hit, like
That's-
big time.
So Operator was made in Rails. Me and him sat. And the next day he was recording it at Kabwe Chapel. Operator. The same operator everyone knows. The following day I was like, yeah, this is cool, boy. I think now forget this, the Loiso thing. Let's go with the Zambian thing. Wimbabuin. The next time he comes, he tells me, I've got another concept. It's about a camera. I'm a cameraman who captures this model. And then through capturing her continuously, I fell in love with her. And I was like, sing a song of it. That's where Mutima Wako, baby,
Yeah, that
comes
one
from.
I know.
Yeah, you know that one,
Yeah.
right? So he had 2 songs. And he was now saying, because his brother was already in Lusaka, Aussie, with potential, and he was getting all those airplay. So now he's saying, I'm going to Lusaka. I said, before you go to Lusaka, there's a guy I know who's also into music. Let's go.
Dreams.
So I'm the one who linked up Drimz and Roberto right there at Munyama Street. And it was magical. The guys liked each other. And believe me, in the history of Roberto and Drimz, their first performance was at High Ridge High School. We had the variety show and I was their MC. Now that's around 2008. So Roberto goes to Lusaka, manages, he blows, he's a superstar now. And through counseling, every time Drimz will come, Vamdala Nincha, he did another song called Diesel, another song called Mechanical. So he would bring, before he posts, before he gives radio stations, he takes to the club, he will bring Vamdala Nincha song. What do you think? I'll listen, I'll say, but then you go back to the studio. Again, later. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what I'm saying is, the problem, through a lot of experience I've gone through, the secret to art, you must have some person who directs you. You can't go to the studio, direct yourself, make a product, make a song, and then once I later DJ Romeo, song, it might not suit the environments of the customers. But when you are doing some maybe at 1.5, song yakaena, it doesn't have a vibe here coverty, people can listen to it. And what will happen? You'll get frustrated.
Yeah.
You pack. You go and do another one. Maybe you have even 5 songs that don't really catch any audience. Because at the point you are making them, you are not consulting people. Yeah. Another example I'll give you of Kabwe upcomers making it to the big stream through counseling was Your Maps. The famous Your Maps, okay? I knew Your Maps, I think, somewhere roughly 2014. And I knew him through Daniel, the owner of Bollywood. And T-Gear, the one who did Njikata Kuboko, yeah. So, Your Maps was just this kid that did the chorus. And I think Kang was fond of playing that song at Tortoise and Njikata Kuboko song. And then I was like, okay, you should bring this kid. One day we see him. And there were other artists like Vena Triple Caesar, Vena Splash, Vena, we had one female singer called Naji.
Okay.
No, not Naji. Maji. It sounds like your name, eh?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, but trust me, that's what her name was.
Yeah.
So when I met him, he was young. I think he was in grade 10. And then within a week, they brought another song called Chibig Mama. And it's a Chibig Mama that really shook Tortoise. And I don't know if he wanted to get excited and he go full time into music. And Kang told me to say, what is you do much as Mwana way school? So I said, this guy is a schoolboy. I called him. I said, no, don't get too much. Finish school. Go back to school. Finish school. So if you weigh between Njikata Kuboko and Chibig Mama, Your Maps doesn't have any songs in between for a gap of a year and so. Because the focus was complete school. But in Isapa weekend, you go to the studio, do your thing, and go back. I don't want to be seeing you Kuno Kutotis.
But then he was still cover based.
Yes. His parents were in Chibombo, but Kali, his friends were in Tigia. Tigia studio was somewhere in this State Street in Luangwa. What do you call that? Kali Luangwa Kwata ABC Godesh Closure Street. So when he finished grade 12, I had a deal with Zaf Messi, Kohima Barak. You know Kohima. I told the youngster to say, Iwe, I'm a soldier now and for upcomer. So I want you to be on the set. Manjiva Kamba, Nana in the shine, in the Kuchuo. No, I can tell them to give me a down payment. We charge them 600. For Bampin and 300 I sent for him. He reached here around 16. It was a bit raining. He went to Makululu. We gave him transport to pick dancers in Makululu. Came. Genesis, we had a wonderful show at Zafmes. That was him believing in himself that, so Kansha can really be an artist. Okay? Now, why am I saying all this? I'm trying to inspire someone out there that these big names that you hear today, they just didn't drop from a tree and became big.
Yeah.
It's like polishing. When you dig a diamond, you find it in dirt, so you must wash it. Even God, you dig it, mwilova, then it becomes a precious stone.